I can't hear you.
Oh, my microphone was here,
There you
but
go. There you go. There you go.
there you go, there you go. I was going to have to do it, but right now, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Rafael Chacín, as known as Capitán Rafucho, and sorry about my microphone was not working it out, but I just hear about right now. But here and now, ladies and gentlemen, representing for the Youth Nation because he's a wonderful guy, he's a special guest, and of course, he's a great creator for everything. So, ladies and gentlemen, for the Youth Nation, here it is, the Mr. Fitz 714 for the Youth Nation is gonna be the special guest for the Silver and Black Experience. How's it going first?
It's going pretty good, man. I got a busy day. I got a bunch of events, including the baby shower tomorrow, and then I'll be tailgating at the game on Sunday, and then I'll be over there in Winfield Club on Sunday watching the Raiders put a spank on the Giants.
Yeah, that's exactly. And first, we gotta to do with the Raiders versus Giants because first, finally, there's no Patriot way, there's no tanking quarterback, there's only the Raider way. And look at this here right now, Raiders, and of course, we just had some great news for Jim Kelly, also Antonio Pierce, because I know that news it came out for at the morning at 1 a.m. of the morning because I was at the East Coast and at the 10 p.m. was at the Pacific Coast, but that was like unexpected. But our praise has been answered because there's no Josh McDaniels, there's no Dave Ziegler, there's Antonio Pierce, there's Champ Kelly, and Antonio Pierce was a former linebacker for the Giants. He coached it as a linebacker for the Raiders, but right now he has some of the duty as an interim head coach for the Las Vegas Raiders. And right now, the biggest task is going to be against for the New York Giants. Potentially, is going to be at the Allegiant Stadium on Sunday. So, can you give me your thoughts about right now for Champ Kelly and Antonio Pierce as an interior because they just brought a lot of great vibes just straight out the Oakland County because they're going to back to the roots, to the old roots, like the Oakland, like Los Angeles. I mean, that kind of feeling.
Yeah, no, I'm excited, man. Antonio Pierce, we saw what he could do at the linebacker position for linebacker coach for linebacker position. Spillane has been great this season, and that's a direct correlation with Antonio Pearson. Now that he's running the Raiders, we'll see what types of things that it brings to the whole team. Yeah, I still can't hear you.
Oh, okay. So
there you go.
Oh, there you go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we had some of the technical issues right now. So, what I was trying to ask to you about the situation of the running back between Josh Jacobs versus Saquon Barkley. So, if Josh Jacobs could really very productive, but it goes to face up against Saquon Barkley.
It depends. I mean, if our own line can step up and create holes and help out on the front line, I think Josh will have a great game. Saquon Barkley, as we all know, he's been balling out this season. So yeah.
Yeah, because I know for as a lot of fact because Josh Jacobs was more productive for the pass rushes, and Saquon Barkley was really different. So that kind of the matchup for Josh Jacobs versus Saquon Barkley was really difficult when it comes to running backs. And I think that Josh Jacobs could be like in a more productive because he was so fast. And I know that last year he became more productive and he became one of the top pass rushers. I mean, that guy, which is Josh Jacobs, was really fantastic at that point for the Raiders.
Yeah, he was number one. He was number one overall last year.
Yeah, and of course, on one of these topics because right now that you have a podcast called The Use Nation along with Samoa Raider, and they're talking about all these stuff with the Raiders. Also, they got tailgates around for the Allegiant Stadium. So, how did it became for the name of the Use Nation podcast along with Samoa Radio because they just brought a lot of great vibe when it comes to the Black Hole, the Silver and Black Nation.
So last year, Samoan Raider reached out to me we all know he's a content creator. He reached out to me because I'm Samoan too. So I blew up last year on social media when it came to the Raiders content.
Oh, I think we just messed up the internet connection. Well, we just
There,
messed up the. Okay.
there we go.
Okay,
Sorry, I
there
was
you go.
still
Yes.
connected to the internet.
Uh-huh. Yep.
So, um, yeah, he reached out. He wanted to start a podcast, and he only figured it'd be right if he had another Samoan on there. Okay, you're okay.
Uh-huh.
Um, last year we started the Oos Nation podcast, and we did a couple episodes, but this year we really been on it. We've done 15 episodes this year, and we've sat down with a few players. So it's been it went from the podcast to tailgates to parties, so it's pretty dope.
Yeah, because I just saw you like in different social media because you just brought a lot of comedy and you just brought like a bright side for the Raiders Nation. And I've been following you in different social media because you just brought like great comedy, great content for the Raiders Nation, and also for this incredible that I was getting into it because those Raider contents they just provide all kinds of stuff, all kinds of the information about what's happening to the Raiders, also for the news, for the Josh Jacobs, and because we just have like a great moment because the whole Raider Nation is like the worldwide fan because no matter if you belong to Australia, United States, Mexico, these all pour worldwide, and there's nothing can ever stop us. And persons like Samuel Raider, Mr. Faith, because they just represent to the whole community to provide the whole thing to the Raiders Nation, and that was something different, and I really like it.
Yeah. So I don't really do. I know a lot about statistics and football and stuff like that, but I try to do everything. So I do the podcast, I talk sports, we talk about the NFL, and then a lot of my stuff on my page is actually comedy. You know what I mean? Because I like to clown around, joke around about other teams, players, situations, and I have no filter, so I don't give a shit. I cross lines on certain things. People get mad, but I do what I do. You either love it or you don't.
Yeah, exactly. And I just hear about the echo right now. But one of those songs that was really pumped out that was Raiders Bitch and of course Fuck Your Team. So
Yeah.
I was so incredible that I was jamming out for this song right now because of that time that I was putting under the of the speakers and I just started jamming it around and there was one person that just told me to say, but what you listen to? I was like a Raiders bitch. And this fan had to say, oh, I like the Raiders. I was a fan of the Raiders, and we just started jamming out. And I was like really surprised that the song they became like the perfect anthem for the Raiders because if you see like one of these if you see like one of those presidents who's wearing Kansas City Chiefs, it'll say, "Hey, fuck your team, Raiders bitch," because we are representing for the Raiders nation, and this
Yeah.
whole competition was getting loud because right now we have the competition between Kansas City Chiefs of Los Angeles Chargers. Also, they got up for the Denver Broncos. So when I see everything about those guys who wear the uniform of the Kansas City Chiefs and also for the Denver Broncos and the Chargers, they say, "Hey, we're a Chiefs fan. Fuck your team because you know what we represent? We're Raiders, bitch." That's why they go for it, and I really love that. So the
Yeah.
question is, what was the inspiration to get into the song "Fuck Your Team" and Raiders Bitch? Because that song was tremendously incredible. So what was the inspiration to create like an anthem for the Raider Nation for all these days?
I did music back in the day. I've always, till this day, I write music, for fun. And like I said, last year I blew up on social media. So I was like, you know what, fuck it. I rap. I might as well put a song together, especially because the Fuck Yo team was when we had Waller, Renfro, playing every game, Devontae Adams, Derek Carr, Josh Jacobs. It was last year's song. So when I wrote it, I wanted because I was excited for the season. Didn't know a lot of people, a lot of people thought, I was just comedian and doing comedy stuff. But when I dropped the song, then next thing you know, download after download, to where I started hearing it at the tailgates, um, all the time. People are using it consecutively, over and over on videos. So yeah, man, it's just something I've always done. I've always done music, so I figured, hey, I might as well. Now that I got a following with the Raiders and stuff, I might as well do a couple of Raider tracks for fun.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, I had some two questions for you because right now it's gonna be like a great live stream, but I got a one question for you. So
Oh,
I
you
know
good?
that you're a Raider fan, and what was the moment that you always capture? What was the moment that you became like a Raiders fan? That one of the first moments that you became like a Raiders fan that also for playoffs or all this kind of. What was the memorable moment that you saw as a Raiders fan? Like this moment that you captured in your life that you changed your life as a Raiders
Um, I would have to say when I really started getting into football was like '99, 2000. We were nice back then, but it was when my family on Sundays used to get together, watch the games and that type of stuff, and my mom and stepdad would talk about what's his name, Tuyasa Sopo. So me being Samoan at that time, I was always, even when I was young, I always wanted to be different from everybody else. So with that being said, Tuyasa Sopo in our culture was a quarterback. He's Samoan, so we at that time we didn't see that many Samoan quarterbacks. He was different, even though he was second string behind Gannon. It was like, oh man, that's a Uso right there. He's Samoan, that's my culture right there. So I really got intrigued with seeing one of my people doing something that we're not usually doing. So like that was when I really was like I was really following the Raiders and I wanted to be a quarterback at that time. So
Yeah, that was something incredible because I know that I'm from South America, which had a different accent, and I'm from South America, but I live in North Carolina. But it's kind of like a change of offer because they have a different cultures, and what
yeah,
I just saw like at the Raiders fans that they have from Australia, United States, also from Mexico. Because I have some fans who live in North Carolina, but they're Mexicans and they love to enjoy the Raiders football. And as a Venezuela citizen living right here at North Carolina, it's so unspeakable because that was really shocking because I had no idea I had to go for the football. But then I had to go to learn something new, and that football it became like really excited for me because I just learned for the best. And of course, I just choose the right team at the right time because right now I'm representing for the Raiders because right now this South American citizen, as I'm from Venezuela, as a, because they don't know exactly about the football, but as in my point right now, I'm still trying to do something new because something fresh, something like out of the sound of my comfort because I know everything about sports, but with football, I'm just trying to learn a lot of, and of course, I'm truly happy that I'm just representing for that team, which is the Raiders, and I just know about the news about the players, and I just saw about the different games because right now it's a different culture out there. It's a different
yeah,
culture because it depends all of it because no matter if you're represented from Australia, Mexico, New Zealand, because the Radio Nation is a whole fan base for the entire world. Because if you see like the person with silver and black and the jerseys with a hoodie
you know,
right there,
you know, it's funny you said that. The whole world because my brother-in-law he's a diehard Cowboy fan, and
oh no.
he always says the Cowboys are America's team, and I always tell him, yeah, but the Raiders is the world's team.
Yeah, because everybody thought that the Dallas Cowboys is the American team, but no, because we are just represent for the world team, like the worldwide team. Because if you see like one of those persons wearing this Civil and black jerseys. I mean, there's a whole new level because they have a different culture because they always listening to great music like hip hop music, like Too Shorts, and they have good reference for the movie Star Wars, and it's been an amazing. And of course, I have a last question for you, Mr. Fitz, because right now it's gonna be like a interesting interview. So right now, the Raiders getting much of the power for the culture right now. So give your thoughts on it about what's going to happen between the Las Vegas Raiders versus New York Giants. It all depends for the defense because they're going to be building like at each other, and it's going to be like a rebirth. Oh, I think we just lost the connection right now. I think we just lost the connection right now, but okay, you guys hear it? Oh, there you go. Okay, okay.
Yeah, you cut off. I couldn't hear you again, so I think it has to do with my connection. I had to log out and log back in.
Ah, yeah, yes. So the last question about what was going to happen between the Las Vegas Raiders versus New York Giants on the Allegiant Stadium. It all depends for the defense. It all depends for the offense. So, quick thoughts about we're going to win against the New York Giants.
I think so. So I'm predicting the AOC. This is the second best game scenario that he could start in. Um, what was it? 2 weeks ago against the Bears, that would have been the first. But he's playing against the Giants, so I believe AOC is going to go off. The Giants are, I think, second most at giving up yards to opposing teams' wide receivers. So I'm expecting AOC to go off. I'm expecting um, um, Jacoby and Devontae Adams to pick up yards this game. I'm really excited to see the defense play against them because their quarterback situation has been shitty. So our defense should do pretty good at pressing the offense with the Giants and hopefully catch a couple interceptions or forced fumbles. You know what I mean? So I'm expecting the dub, and I'm really expecting AOC to get 3 or 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's exactly because I just hoping that Aiden O'Connell could be like the bright future of the generation of the Raiders, and they got so many things to go to the bright up for the future because there's no Jimmy G Garoppolo because he's getting benched because we just give it like a birthday gift, like just like
It
at a
was a
bench right
Christmas gift
now.
on Halloween, bro. Christmas gift on Halloween.
Oh yes, it's getting really early about that. We just gave like the early Christmas present, so there's no Josh McDaniels, there's no Dave Ziegler. They got bench Jimmy Garoppolo. It's a perfect day because right now Christmas came early in November, and that's what's up. So I just wanted to say it up. Thank you, Mr. Fitz, for giving us for the interview right now. I know it's been like a technical issues right now, but it's been an amazing to interview with you. So give me how to go for the you give us all the social media so people can follow you and all the other
Yeah.
stars for the Raiders Nation.
So my Instagram, my TikTok, my Snapchat, everything is Mr. MRFITZ, Mr. Fitz 714 _. You can find me on X, Twitter, Snapchat, all that, YouTube. And then as far as me and Samoan Raiders podcast is the Oos Nation. Oos Nation podcast on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and all that. So appreciate y'all, man. And anytime you want me on the show, man, I know you're on the East Coast, so the time's a little bit different. But
Yeah.
next time we'll be more prepared. I'll be in the studio next time.
Yeah, I know it's gonna be preparing its time, and of course, it's been like a great episode with Civil and Black Experience. Give it a thoughts for the Raiders versus Giants on any given Sunday with a special guest, Mr. Fitz 714. And I just wanted to tell you, everybody, thank you very much. Much love and respect for my Capitán Rafucho. Also, thank you for the comments. Thank you for the comments right now on this live chat. So, that being said, we're gonna wrap this episode right now. And like Mr. Fitz 714 like says, Raiders bitch. And I will see you
Raiders,
very
bitch.
next time with another episode of Civil and Black Experience. Peace out, and of course, thank you very much. Salute to you. All right.